Well, 6.5 tenths. It's less than an inch for the week compared to what we thought it'd be. That'll work. That's about right. Just as long as it stops for a little while, then starts later. Eli's in there cleaning out the last corn bin in that spot. I'm heading to Indiana. I'm gonna go check the ground. I'm sure it's too wet. Anywhere from 3/10 to 8/10 in that last rain. Most places got at least an inch last week, but gonna go check, make sure that it's not dry enough to spray, even though I'm sure it's probably not. That one checked out and the is too wet. I think it's gonna be too wet to do anything tomorrow too. Maybe Wednesday. And next change rains Thursday, but it's too late to be waiting for rains now. When we can go, we will now officially go. River's definitely up from all the rain up north. Nothing, not flood stage or nothing, it's just bank full. There's Newton spraying out there. Been a big decision making morning, deciding what to do. I think we're gonna move the bean planter over. Sprayers, it is dry over here. Some spots wet, just depends where you're at. Not gonna move the corn planter, even though it's as dry as it gets in the spring over here in the older farm, which is the wetter farm. Just because it's all gonna be white corn, there's not much supply, so we're gonna hold off a little bit just in case there's replant. We're afraid we're not gonna be able to get it, so we'll hold off on that. They're working ground too.
Crossing the Wabash River, going to Indiana to plant a few beans because it's drier there than it is in Illinois. And the river's a little bit, it's kind of full actually, not overflowed or anything, but right now it is full.
3 more beans for him. We got plant 4 ones and 4 O's in Indiana. There's 8 boxes of 4 O's. We have room for anything, so we're gonna treat them right in the tender. Doing 4 right now, then we get to the empty, we'll do the other 4 in there, probably tonight sometime. Sprayer's on the way over there too. You know, it's too windy to spray right now. Hopefully it calms down later.
Well, I got moved over to Indiana. I went about 3/4 of a mile in the field. A lot of barreling happening on the road coming over here. Bottom radiator hose right down there. If you can see it, a little bit short piece hooks up to steel. Blow a hole clear through it, trying to get it off. I've got the clamps loose, but I have not got the hose off there yet. They're supposed to be bringing one to put back on it and all the floods. Hopefully I'll be going here in a little while. Well, Donna went from H&R, brought us a hose. Didn't have the part in case, and it's kind of a rubbery hose. So they went to Napa, and they have to have a 3 or 3 1/4 inch hose. It's a lot stiffer. I'm sure it'll last better, but we're a little afraid about getting able to keep it from leaking, but don't seem to be leaking, so I think we got that fixed. Check it here when I get out in a little bit. Eli's gonna come take my place for this evening. And then I drove the ECU kicking off on the planter, reset it twice, and last time it's been going ever since, so I don't know what does little glitches like that. And still got trouble with the downforce missing on some of these rows right here. They said the new software would help that. I guess maybe it did, but I can't tell any difference. It's still got some missing. A lot of software problems, but they're working. It just got a blank spot for 2 of them, I guess.
More treating. I've said this before, but I think this is the last time in a while. But yeah, a bunch of planter problems. That's the ICU offline or whatever it is. And I've done that. We think we can get this number fit in that front hopper.
Well, after 3 years, my Hemingway fell off the tractor. It fell off, completely off. I noticed I couldn't see the back of the wheel again. A lot of ditches in this field like this here that we've dug. Guess it jumped off at one of those. I think I can fix it. We need the handlebar post is what I need. Really think this right here is all it broke. So I need the handlebars for a zebra.
Well, real planting season's getting ready to begin. Dad and the sprayers are going strong, Indiana. Black ground here around home, I believe, is dry enough. I'm gonna get started. I'm loading up my tinder. Yeah, I think by the time I get that done, there's 110 acres on the clay that didn't get as much rain I think I can do. Then I can head into the sand, do some no-till there. Eli's working the clay in front of me right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna load up the tinder. I'm gonna empty out what's in the planter into some boxes. I went and filled it up full the other day because I kept planting on sand, but the bumps are dry, but just the low areas are a little wet. So this way I'll give them a little time to dry off. This black ground dries off good on top. It's wet right underneath, but we're not working that, so it should plant fine. So get this load up, get some corn changed around, get moved around. Then by then, about a day will be gone. But what is it? It's almost noon right now. So good day, get starting, and then we'll be rolling until can't roll no more. The bin's running for Kayla and Fred, still trucking. I'm going to now empty out seed that's in here that was for sand for what I want. So open one of these doors, should have plenty of room. I plant 65 acres. Good, it hit the home. I'll have to graphite that next time. Loading her up, using the seed tinder now. Got the 14 364 PCUE in this side, 13 777 in that side.
Well, everything's going good today. We replaced the ISO plug on the back of the planter. I think it had been pulled on some because the wire, the harness on the planter was a little bit too tight. Did that. And everything's going good since then on the planter. Tractor, no problems. Today's a good day. Sure is dry over here. Dry over home too, I guess, but the spots over here, it's usually like there's a ditch up here that separates the field. There's no water in it. I'm going to just cross it. It's just a very light thing. It's always wet, but it's not wet this year. So I just cross it to get the other half of the field. One problem I had today, I guess, was one road plugged up with a piece of crap, didn't mount much, and my bike falling off those. I love that Hemingway bike on this tractor to go get your wagon. I had to have somebody help me move while I go. It's about a mile on a quarter walk, so it took me a while. So somebody was over here in the sprayer, Garrett helped me move. If I had a Hemingway working, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Oh, I have to say that Hemingway bike is very tough. This third year it's been on front of that tractor. It takes a beating up there on them brackets holding it on. Still runs like a top. Got some nicks and scratches and all that. Kids was riding it Sunday all around the place Sunday afternoon. Got two of them and they was riding both of them, enjoying them. Nice outfit. So I think we can get this repaired. If we don't, I'm going to have to get another one. My clean sweep trash wheels are doing a good job of this. A bit rough. Well, smooth it up for the unit. Yeah, I got about all the air leaks fixed for now. So everything on that's working good. Had one bad cylinder. It was leaking inside going to the other side of it to down pressure. We never use down pressure. We always use a little bit of lift. So got that fixed. That's really helped.
It's kind of different dirt. Dries out on top real fast, but right underneath it's wet. Plenty of moisture. As you can see, we got plenty of dust on top though. So always, since it dries out on top so fast, always make sure to go at least 2 inches deep. So that's all deep I'm planting. Saying I was 1 3/4. For clay, I'll do 1 3/4. This I'm always at least 2 inches, unless I got to chase moisture, and that's not a problem at the moment. All right, still going, still dusty. These are how the lights have been. I got those planter lights I put in front of each row. Like I'm gonna switch to the back. I'm gonna stop. Let's see if it's much difference. I hope it's not underwhelming. Well, they're on. So far, well, we'll see. They were on beforehand, I just didn't realize it. Definitely be better to work on them. I don't know if I'll be able to tell much difference at night or not. I mean, from the cap. Well done for today. Did around 200 acres. Did the airport, 9 o'clock, time to quit. Kids are on spring break, so they've been doing different things up here. And they swept out the seed shed that was a mess. I tell you what, I'm actually genuinely impressed. Pleasantly surprised. All right, go home and get back at it tomorrow. Got my seed tender parked here. I'll get back to that later when I need it. Go down there, do a little 30-acre field, and come back here for a 57-acre field. And go over there for 160, and up there for 40 and a 70. Then start in on the sand. At least that's the plan. Nice morning. Supposed to start warming up today. It's been a little chilly. Oh, we had to file a verdict on those lights. A little disappointed. They're okay. Probably won't get them again. Now, if like Case made some that were super bright, that'd be great. Maybe even be able to change colors like gobies. Maybe off my phone. Now you're talking. That'd be cool. Made it down in and over the levee. Got the levee protected side done. Down here now it's a big field, so get a lot of acres done. This field here I'm in now, there's like 340 acres in it. Get it done today and part of the next one. Going good. Everything's working good on the planter now, on the tractors. Moving along. Tomorrow we'll get halfway on the beans, I'd say.
Solar panels going in over there. Back up Robinson, hooking up some irrigations. And actually just putting the motor on. So we got a generator so we can make sure everything will move so we can get it planted. Things are going full bore right now. Got 2 still in the semis hauling grain. Got 2 spraying. Got 2 working ground and got 2 planting. And I'm up here piddling around putting this motor in. So everybody's doing something today, and looks like we're gonna have some good weather for a little while. Chance of rain here Friday, it's the day after tomorrow, so that might slow us up a little, but it's plenty dry. Unless we get a lot of water, it won't stop us but a day or 2. So looking good. Eagles are back on the nest up here. That's always quite a majestic sight. And a lot of people working, turning up ground because it is pretty dry. Well, this is where the motor goes. Hope we got it about in the right spot. That's about where it was last year, so it ought to be all right. The electric boxes here, and we'll hook the hose up to here and down into that little stream. That'll give us enough water to irrigate. And this is the primer pump. It needs a little work. We're having trouble breaking the impellers. They're fiber, and if you don't do it just right, it'll break them. So anyhow, we'll get this leveled up, get her hooked up, and see if we can get stuff running. Well, when the engine sets all winter, as this has, usually the battery's dead, as this is, and it is dead. So we'll let it trickle a little juice in here for 10 minutes or so. Should start up then. We do at least have it mounted, put a level on it. It's pretty level. So it looks like it's downhill in front, but it's very low. So we're gaining just a little more time here. We'll have this one going, hopefully. Just hope the irrigation move. That's the big issue. There, can you see that nest? See that bird up there with the big white head? Quite a majestic sight. Pretty eagles. Glad they're here.
I got the planter empty for the first time this year, so now we are going with some, going back to 13777 this time, and then replace 114 day with 13841 PCUE, which was good last year. See what these two do against each other. All right, all full. I'm gonna take this up to the farm. All those 4 boxes are empty now. Them unloaded and get what I want on there for later. All right, back to the tractor. These bikes are handy for moving around when you ain't got anybody else around. That's where I carry our guy Hemingway bike rack on the back. It's little straps. We'll fill it with dirt last year. Had a hard time keeping strap, put new ones on. It's a little hook, and then I had a ratchet strap to hopefully keep her on there. Worked last year, so hopefully it works this year. This is ground that was worked in the fall twice, so we can plant straight into it because it doesn't work up very good in the spring. It's pretty smooth. I'm able to go 9 easy, 9.5, going 9 right now. And I did up there where it changes clay, we'll work that, so just back up to 10 up there. Out in the muck, into the clay. It's been worked. So you can see the moisture is just right there. So I'm gonna take it out. It's a 1/2 notch, nothing crazy. 1/4 inch. I don't know. Stuff that gets worked up to get pounded rain, it can get hard. Corn has trouble coming up, it can leaf out, so it don't make much difference. I feel like it does. Yeah. Pushing parts closer to the top of the ground might be able to get there a little better and come up a little quicker. It's colder. That muck warms up. 1/2 notch, 1/4 inch, full notch, 1/2 inch. And you can twist it around for an 1/8, but I don't know what I'm doing good enough to get that picky. Use that Case Tiger Mate field cultivator on this since there wasn't any weeds in it. Boy, sure these are smooth. Do love this feature. Got a good hump here coming up the farm there. I got my rows all raised up. Don't have to worry about dragging. I didn't get them coming up. I'll get them coming down here. All right, we cleared it. I'll just hit this off. Down they go. There's a red clover field. Stand's not great. Did with the drone, worked it in. Probably should just put it in the southward. Might try that next time. There's Dad's house. We also worked this field with the field cultivator. It is smooth. I can run 11. Heck, I might be able to run 12. I'm only able to run 10. It's like my singulation gets out of whack on my right side. Which is one with 13777. It's been a little less than the 114 day too. It's bigger seed, I don't know. Left side, the 13841, it had no effect. So 10 I'll go. I'd like to go faster. Guess I'll just put along at this speed. Decided to slow her down so I get my singulation perfect down to 9. That's what I gotta go to. High pops here, like I'm planting 34. It's up 34 and a half in the field. No, definitely get this field done. I'll do 110 acres up north. I'll probably do the hill at the farm in the morning, then head into the sand. Sand keeps getting pushed back. Forget it though, I'll get it. I'll leave Dad's clover field until it gets headed out, making nitrogen. 13 777 box, just a 40 unit box, so the seed's bigger. And the 13-8-41, it's a 50, seed smaller, it fits. So I switched from one side to the other. I'm putting all 13-8-41, so now that I have that seed on both sides, I'm able to go 10.4 with perfect singulation. So I tried a little faster with it, that's about its limit. So that's what. So we'll go now. Almost 76 acres an hour. Of course, I don't really turn around everything. It's just when you're going. I'm in the field that we call the camp field on Wilson down here in Wabash River bottoms, pretty high bottoms right here. So we call it the camp because way in that corner you can't see, there's a camp. So it's what we named it. It's got a big irrigation in it. Nice big open field. This field always does really good. Had a little trouble with the the deal that holds your depth on your case planter, hits up against it, pulls out of there. I'll have to explain that to you on YouTube later this evening or in the morning or something. Show you what the problem is. I've told Case how to fix that one other time, about 3 years ago, but they never have done it, so it's still a problem. Setting and getting ready to go down the west. Boy, it seems like I'm going west here to me because the river runs west, and that just don't seem natural. Okay, it's Thursday morning. I told you yesterday I had a depth adjustment bracket come off my planter. This is it. This is the spare that I carry all the time. This pin right here goes in here. This wears just a little bit, this hole. It lets this little bracket. Hard to explain without having it tore apart, but I don't really want to take it apart too bad. Anyway, there's a bolt back in here. There's a collar back in here, a little square notch. Holds this bolt and turn it. This actually screws in to your part to make the depth and pulls all your sensor, measures how much down pressure you got. Oh, and this clean version of it, this piece right here will back out, and this bolt head, you can't already see it in there, will not be locked. Let that bolt go out through. It's got an Allen head, because it's got an Allen head thing in there, Allen head screw, and it's squared on one side, and it'll come out. As long as this don't wear, and lets it turn. All they have to do to fix that is make that Allen head screw head just a little bit longer. Another ½ inch, 4 inch, it never would wear enough to come out. I put a washer behind it when I put them back together. But this is the spare I always keep, because usually you lose it when it comes out. Yesterday the one I had, fortunately, was still just sitting in here. Therefore, it didn't come out, so I put a washer behind the bolt, put it back together, and got it. And the only reason I knew it was out was my down pressure on that row went to 0, so there wasn't nothing to hold the depth. You can see the piece right here I'm talking about, right here. This is what your wheels hit against to stop your depth. Well, if that pulls out of there, like it did, comes loose, then they just go as deep as it goes. So luckily caught that pretty quick because of the graph, but it's something that can be so easy fixed, just a little bit different bolt. And I've told them about that I think 2 or 3 years ago, but I really thought in this planter, it's 2 years old, it might be changed, but it's not. Fixed this morning too, and I greased and all that. See if my trash room's got any big leaks today.
Okay, I replaced 3 of the elbows on the trash wheels. This one right here. Yeah, I haven't got the other part of it. It was really leaking. I just touched it and it fell clear apart. Just don't make good enough. So we started putting those ones on for the closing air cylinders on the closing disc on the case. They're a lot heavier. None of them's leaking. I got a few. These others leaking. I went in and placed 2 more, but the others are minor, probably 5 or 6 leaking. So far, none of them other elbows is leaked or broke, so that's a positive. So, all right then, get to planting.
Back rolling, right behind the farm this morning. This hill knocked out, into the sand. Now this is a field I think this auto path probably do some good because it's all terraced, and we planted in a U, if you can tell there, just to go with the terraces. So a lot of turning. Straight's easy to stay on, but this so it's a curve track all the way around. So interested to see how the sprayer guys like it in this field compared to normal. This would be a great test for it. Put in some handbags. Planting this 13:05 a.m. So seeds a little big, like they come in boxes. Normally they come with 50 units in them. A little big, they only put 40 in them. If they're really big, like these marbles, instead of a unit of corn seed is 80,000 seeds. A unit of this is only 60,000 because evidently only 60,000 seeds can fit in that bag, not 80. So put a box of that in there, which was 50 units of 60,000 seeds. And then over here, well, I don't need to show you, it put in 50 units of 80,000. So to make them come out right, I'm going to put in like 18 bags. So that's what I'm doing. And I got 2 boxes of this number, so I'll have to do this again later. But so catch us up for this time. Wind's blowing. Just wanted to get on a stake before it decided to run away. Chasing it down the hill. Did get the hill planted. That's done. Be into the sand now. All right, we made it. I got some decent corn in, which there's some good ground here and there's some bad ground here. Black sand real good, high sand not so good. I'm gonna start where the irrigators are. This one's kind of in the way. That one's facing this way. This one's facing this way. We're both facing the same way. Hopefully she runs. Did for the sprayers. They've already sprayed this. Still the weeds look dead, and I'm gonna plant right into it. That's north. I don't want that one. I want south. Got one well here. It's not big enough for a great big one, but the wells pumps enough water where we can take turns with 2 40-acre pivots here. Hard to get water in Illinois. All right, she's moving. Always nice when things work.
Well, we've had kind of a long day. Had some troubles. A couple bolts break out of these wheels on the end out here. I should have showed you while I was fixing them, but there's a couple bolts in there and a big collar that they both screw into, and they broke off to set the depth, so I had to take that wheel apart. Garrett helped me. Got that done. Put it back together and run a while, and then I had a parallel arm broke. Not a parallel arm, bolt and a parallel arm broke. Stud broke off. I had to get that stud out, which wasn't too bad. And I didn't have the part because it took a big bushing that the unit hooks onto. And our dealer's good enough. Brian at J&L, H&R now. He actually ran the part up to me while I was getting the stud out that broke. So worked out a lot better than it could have.
This stuff plants good. 10 mile an hour, singulation's good. I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier. Up my back and my blower a little bit for this marbles get through there and get good singulation. But we don't like working this sand. Blows and a little moisture in this way. Chance of rain tomorrow, 50-50. See what happens then. We'll run out of rain one of these days, but I'm fine with missing them right now. A couple weeks, I kinda like one. Maybe another week. A little one, not too much. I just got done with another field. What was it? 78.5 acre field. I'm gonna do one more 40 acre field because there is a chance to rain tomorrow. Not much though, but I'd like to get this little area done. But the thing I want to showcase, that put us over 1,000 for the year. Not bad. Didn't really get started till Tuesday afternoon and doing a lot of jumping around little fields. And anyways, pretty happy. Things been going real smooth for me. Dad's been having a lot of issues with his planter, but good on the corn side so far. 3 more beans. Should get done in Indiana. We didn't treat 3 of the 4 ones because some is low. Sometimes don't get planted, so we're treating the last 2 boxes. I feel like I've said this 10 times before, but should be done treating for a while. Going to get the last one now. Well, just ran out of seed. My truck's over their way, so it's time to get the Hemingway off for the first time off the planter. Made it back, didn't lose the bike, so it's always good. This no-till sand that they sprayed a few weeks ago sure is planting nice. I'm right behind the bin setup at David's.
Well, it's Friday, April 10th. Just got done in Indiana with beans, and boy, it is dry over here. How dry this ground is on top. That's no-tilled into stalks that was worked in the fall. But they'll come up, plenty of moisture down in there. And it's April 10th, like I said, and we're over halfway done on beans. It's hard to believe, but got over 3,100 acres planted now. So far everything's going great. I want to show you these couple things I talked about. I fixed yesterday on the planter. On this 2160 case, you got these outside 2 wheels that everything pivots on, which there's a lot of strain on them. This right here is kind of a depth adjustment for the wheels, how high they lift the wing and stuff. There's a bolt on each side. And in between here, there's a bushing that each bolt is threaded into. It then broke off, and it's hard to... One of them broke off, the other one we turned out. It was still in there, but it's about out. Still holding. This one was broke out outside of this just a little ways, when it had a little bit of wiggle. But not enough you can get the bushing out, because it's tight in there. So we had to take this piece off, pull that out as far as we could, get oil pliers, and then we was able to turn it out of the bushing. So they're good and tight now. A lot of rough terrain, some of them surface graded ditches, maybe a little too rough, where it crossed them. I don't know, but anyway, a couple of them broke out. Then I had this bolt right here on top of the unit. This bushing here is what holds your unit box. That stud broke off in there. And it wasn't too hard to get out. It was just barely sticking out of this frame piece, and I tapped it with a chisel around to get it out. So I didn't have any easy outs with me. Ryan from H&R, he brought that apart, took care of us, got going in a little bit. So I've been having a lot of trouble with the seed tube sensors quitting. The speed tubes that go down in here, this right here. Now I think I may have figured out what a lot of it is. Over here we're planting a 4.0 bean, or 4.1 bean that was put into one hopper tank when we was treating. First bin we used. And I don't think the blower that we got that would blow them up there with, I don't think got all the little pieces of cob cleaned out of it when somebody used it to move corn when they had a bin broke this winter. And them little bitty pieces of cob are hard, and it's just the ends, and they get down that speed tube and then it won't turn. And I'm thinking it's burning up the motor. So I'm out of them now.
I don't have to worry. The last, well, what I planted today, I had a little bit of them. Had one quit on me, same thing. Then I got into the hopper. We got out of that hopper tank into some we cleaned this morning and no more problems. So I think that's a lot of it. Eli had a hydraulic O-ring blow last night. He got that fixed himself, so I had O-rings in my truck. That's where he got the planter in such a mess. But we'll get her washed off a little bit, get over toward home. So I think I'm all done over here. Ready to head back to the state of Illinois.
Well, let's had something good happen. Getting playing around town of St. Francisville. Got the south side done on the north side. Threw a limb out of the way. Right where I threw it. Look at that.
Well, here I am going back across the Wabash, going from Indiana to Illinois this time. The river's high. There's some junk floating down there. It's crested now though. About 3 days it's going to really fall fast. Not worried about that right now.
There goes Ivers Farms, playing right beside each other. Looks like he's about done, and I am done. So, see you next week. We'll be working tomorrow, Sunday. So that'll be on next week. See you then.